Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown.
Well, so what should we play? Come on, Phil.
All right. Oh, I thought we were waiting for some requests.
Yeah, anybody got a request?
What'd you like to hear, sir?
Something about a place that's warm.
A place that's warm, like Texas sand.
All right. Texas sand.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Texas sand, Texas sand, drifting Texas sand. 4 for 4. Sandy land, hung by the Rio Grande. Sand in my coffee, sand in my tea. And when I die, they're gonna bury me beneath that shifting, drifting Texas sand. Texas sand, Texas sand, shifting Texas sand. At Sandy Land, down by the Rio Grande. I went to the river to water my horse. I couldn't find that river, so I rode across that shifting, drifting Texas sand. A little bit of winder jazz now. Texas sand, Texas sand, drifting Texas sand. Sandy land, down by the Rio Grande. Sand in my coffee, sand in my tea. When I die, they're gonna bury me beneath that shifting, drifting Texas sand. Beneath that shifting, drifting Texas sand.
Hello, I'm Vicki Gassaway with the Walton County Senior Citizens Council, and I'm pleased to tell you today that we're going to have a little mini health fair that's going to be held on Friday, October 26th. The health department will be coming in, and they have some free shots that we can give you if you haven't had your flu shot yet. They do take your insurance, so if you have insurance, we'll be giving your card to them, and then they will process that. However, if you do not have insurance and you're a senior, 60 or older, come on down here and get your flu shot. It is so important because there's so many new things going around, and people have said before, oh, that flu shot makes me sick. Well, I have a strong suspicion based on nurses that have talked to us before that sometimes it may be that you're going to have the flu anyway, and that flu shot may have just reduced the effects of it somewhat. So if you're thinking about getting a flu shot, come down to the senior center. We're going to have them here doing the shots and blood pressure checks and have some really good information on health and healthy living. And just as a general rule, we have things here at the Senior Center that you can participate in to make you more healthy. We have some exercise equipment that you're welcome to use every day. We have some exercise classes. We offer Tai Chi on Thursday morning, and have a certified instructor for that, Mr. Bill Carter. And then we have Dallas Hawk. Some of you out there may know Dallas. He's around different places, but he does an incredible program with our seniors also for a low impact exercise. And if you have problems with falling or struggling with getting up, one of the things that you need to understand is that building that core within your body is so important to keeping that strength so that you won't fall. And I'm not the best one to tell you all about that because I unfortunately don't do that as much as I should. but I can tell you that it does make a huge difference. So I would encourage you to come down, take advantage of our health fair when we have it, and then also if you would come in and take a look at our exercise equipment and come and participate in some of our classes. We would ask, if you are interested in doing the flu shots, if you would call us at least a couple of days ahead of time before the 26th so that we can take your name down and let the health department know so they'll know how many injections to bring. But our phone number here is 770-267-6589. We're going to look forward to you being down here and becoming a healthier you. Thank you for joining us today on Walton Wise.
Hi, welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Wanted to let you know a new thing. We've had two, I think, so far. Our open mic night. It's on the second Saturday of the month. We've had great turnouts so far for these events. If you're a comic, a storyteller, a poet, a spoken word kind of person, and also musicians, we would love to have you included on our roster of performers. Second Saturday every month. The next one coming up is October 13th. That's actually the Fall Fest Day also here in Monroe, and that will be a great day to get out because there'll be bunches of people in town. And here at the Arts Center, we'll also have demonstrations and pop-up shops, tents outside, things going on here as well. So that's October 13th. But every second Saturday of the month, we are looking for comics, poets, storytellers, musicians to perform at our open mic night. You can call us at 770-207-8937. Email me at hope@monroeartguild.org, and we'll get you on the roster. Thank you.
41 has the subject. Accident happened at 278 and Elm, 278 and Elm.
Oh, somebody's jumped out at a wreck and
I believe right where you were just at.
There was a red car and another vehicle too.
A red Cobalt and a black car. Correction, blue.
Basically had a traffic accident up here on 278 somewhere, and when the call came in, they said the driver of one of the vehicles had jumped out and took off running from the scene. So a couple of units were here, and they had a description of him and spotted him, and also the caller was given his direction of travel, and we found him back there behind the business of Walgreens. I'm assigned to a special unit which consists of 4 officers, and we predominantly work the high crime areas, and our main focus is on drugs, any types of criminal activity. We focus on these neighborhoods where if we have a high call volume of burglaries being reported or robberies or things of that nature, we just saturate that area in an attempt to deter the crime and make arrests and until we get the problem resolved. And we're able to respond to all the high priority calls, and then we also assist, just like in this situation. You know, I was close by to this call when it went out, so of course I'm going to divert and go assist those guys. Just saw a guy here in one of our high crime areas turning there at the stop sign. He didn't have his seatbelt on, so we're going to get up here and conduct a traffic stop on him for the seatbelt violation and see what else it leads us into.
See, I was gonna go up there and park up through that way, but I seen him throwing the lights, and I was waiting on the car to back out, so I pulled down through this way.
How often you smoke marijuana?
It been there since that month, but it's like I've been cutting off because up there.
Trying to break it off?
Yeah.
Light them cigarettes?
Because of Georgia Plate.
Oh, yeah, they give you a drug test?
Yeah.
You ain't got no weed, no kind of drugs, nothing like
You
that
can
on you,
search
do
me
you?
now?
Any in the car?
Search.
You don't mind? You mind if I check you in the car? All right, look at me. That's just on TV, man.
Oh.
Just relax. You got anything that's gonna poke me or stick me?
No, sir. That's my cigarette money.
Cigarette money. Here, you hold that. I don't want to blow away with that.
I ain't got that.
That's good. I'm just doing my job, man. I hope you don't have nothing. That's the way I like it. That means I don't have to do
No
nothing.
back pocket, sir. That's all you'll find, sir. I'm telling you now. Keep going right. What's going on, sir?
Bag of weed up under your seat up there.
I'm gonna kill my fucking brother.
Still.
Oh my fucking God, man. That's what I get for letting bars, man. Now I gotta explain this. Oh my goodness.
A lot of times they'll arrest someone and that person becomes an informant, and then we start sending that person in making what we call a control purchase, and we call it that because we control everything about it. And so we will send that informant in and make those controlled purchases and do that all the while we're in a uniform in that police car. They're not undercover, they're not in plain cars. And it seems difficult, but it's very, very easy because you never know when we're having an informant in because the police are always in your neighborhoods. So they don't know if we're in there buying drugs or if we're down there just patrolling.
For this stop, I noticed that this vehicle had an expired tag, and with that, went ahead and initiated the stop, and when we did, we identified everyone in the car and found that one of the gentlemen had an outstanding warrant, both out of the city and out of the county. And so once we confirmed those, we did arrest him and subsequently find that he had some drugs on himself as we did. So he's also going to be given a citation for the possession of the marijuana. And so he'll be taken to jail, and we'll release the vehicle back to the driver, and she's going to have a citation for that as well.
Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Caitlin Miller. I'm one of the new veterinarians at Monroe Veterinary Clinic. We're located at 823 East Spring Street, and we'd be happy to see your pets if you have any questions about this video. One thing we've been talking about a lot on our clinic Facebook page, which you're welcome to go visit and like, is vaccinations in our dogs and cats. One question I do get a lot is why we want to see puppies and kittens back so frequently to do their vaccines. That reason being that puppies and kittens are born with some sort of immunity from their mother. So little kittens and little puppies nurse from their mom. Some of them do not, but we can't really predict how much they've been able to get from their mom, and they receive immunity from them. Just like human babies receive immunity from their mother, it works very similarly in animals, but animals are getting that immunity from the milk that they drink. If there's a litter of 9 or 10 puppies or kittens, that immunity is spread out differently amongst each puppy and kitten. So we can never actually predict which one is protected for which disease and how much protection they have. The way we counteract that is by vaccinating them. We vaccinate them for diseases that they can get from other animals. Some of those diseases, such as rabies, are ones that they can actually transmit to us. and we vaccinate them against diseases that can be deadly. These vaccine protocols provide them with the best protection to be able to live a normal life and be a good companion for you and go out and adventure and go to the dog park and enjoy time with you. We typically vaccinate every 3 weeks. By doing that for a series of 3 to 4 vaccines, we make sure that we have reached a point in that puppy's immunity where we're either giving them enough immunity in the vaccine to protect them, or we've missed the point where their mother's immunity starts to wean off. So at some point in that puppy and kitten's life, their immunity they got from their mom starts to fade, and we hopefully target during that vaccine series that point, and we can bring their immunity back up, and that way they stay protected. That's why it's so important for us to keep our vaccine appointments for young puppies and kittens and try to keep them as close as you can on that 3-week schedule. Just having one vaccine one time does not provide your puppy or kitten with full protection. One of the biggest issues we see with that is with parvovirus. Parvo is a terrible disease that dogs can pick up from other dogs if they walk through a contaminated area. When they contract it, it causes them to have terrible vomiting and diarrhea and can be deadly if left untreated. That vaccination is given 3 to 4 times based on your puppy's age and given 3 weeks apart to hopefully provide them full protection once they've had all those vaccines. So just remember, when you're planning to get a new puppy or kitten, to go ahead and call your vet. We'd be happy to see them as well, and schedule their first booster appointment. And remember that until they've had a full series of vaccines, they're not protected enough to go walk downtown with you, go to the dog park, go to PetSmart, or any places like that. We want them to stay close to home. Again, my name's Dr. Miller. I'm at Monroe Veterinary Clinic. Our address is 823 East Spring Street, and our phone number is 770-267-3690. Thanks. Have a good day.
Hello, Walton County. This is Kevin Little with the Chairman's Report on Channel 16, Walton Entertainment. We're got a lot of things going on as summer is beginning to wind down. We've excited about the Veterans Memorial out at the Government Building on Hammond Drive. If you hadn't been out to see it, you need to get out there. They put the big black granite pillars in place that will hold the military medallions, and we're pressing on towards November the 12th is that dedication day. We've got several good speakers that's going to be here. We're going to have the Monroe Band to play some veteran melodies of all the branches of the military, and then we've got a couple other special people that's going to be here that I'm not going to disclose right now, but that's very exciting. That's part of the 200th celebration of Walton County, so we're, as the year's ticking on down, but this is something that's going to last us for many lifetimes, to be able to thank our veterans and thank the people that have served to keep us free here in the country. And so that's something that very proud of. Appreciate your support. We've had a lot of sponsor support and a lot of people that's bought bricks, and so looking forward to that day in November. Also want to update you a little bit about the fire services. We built the current spliced we're under. We built a new fire station out off of Snows Mill Road and Jacks Creek Road to satisfy the area, trying to get everybody in Walton County within 5 road miles of a fire station. And we also just opened a fire station on 81 at Corn Dogs, which will consolidate Station 3 and Station 12. The Station 3 that housed the fire truck there is possibly going to go away as the road expansion of 138 and 81, so we had to go ahead and get that moved. And then the next one we're planning on doing is one down in the Ebenezer, Union Chapel, Hard Labor Creek area, and the board at the last meeting voted to go ahead and put a temporary fire station down there. This is what we've been working on. It helps your ISO rating if you're within 5 miles of a fire station. So that's something that we've been working on. City of Social Circle has handled and worked with us on that for a long time through mutual and automatic aid, which they will continue to do. We have paid them in the past for emergency, being the first ones in for emergency patients and stuff like that. But we feel like putting this fire station there will suffice that for the county side. We'll have a rescue truck and a fire truck there that'll be able to handle it. And temporarily they will be in the parking lot over in the reservoir parking lot. So and then we're still finalizing exactly where we're going to put the station, but we're trying to do the engineering to make sure that we get as many people as we can within that 5-mile radius. So that's exciting things going on. We do have the November Splice vote that'll be coming up on election day in November. It has $17.1 million of transportation improvements countywide. The cities and the counties come together, and we put together some projects that will be some quick fix to help move traffic, and we're excited about that. The county does have 2 gymnasiums in there similar to Felker, half of Felker. It'd be just one gym like that will be in Social Circle, and one will be in Walnut Grove. We're also looking, as I said, about the fire station. It will be there, and then we're looking at some fire station improvements. And then we have a couple other government building improvements that we're looking to do also, and some water line improvements as always. So a lot of things going on between now and Christmas. I'll be updating you on what's going on. We will be interviewing next week for new PIO for the county. Unfortunately, Diane, who was our PIO, lived in Oconee County, and she took a job over there in the same position. So we are looking forward to getting a new person on where we'll be able to get back to communicating a little more freely with you. If you have any questions or concerns, please give me a call, 770-267-1316. Thank you.
Every year, people come out to enjoy the fun and festivities of the Yellow River Jam. A mix of vendors, food, brews, and different styles of music has made this the place to be by the Yellow River on a lazy Saturday afternoon in Porterdale, Georgia.
I guess all my songs are about love and life in some way.
A variety of musical guests performs for an enthusiastic crowd throughout the day at the Yellow River Jam.
Music is just therapeutic to me. I feel like I get home, I need to like play my guitar, play a couple, I don't even play piano, I just need to touch an instrument. It's just so therapeutic, and I don't know, I feel like it's a good creative exercise to songwrite, and I don't know, like I just got into it because I like doing it, I enjoy doing it, and then I started getting more shows, and I was like, ooh, I can get money involved in this, I can do both things, awesome. And so it just started to seem more like a career possibility, and so I just took off, and that's why I love doing music. It's something that makes me happy.
Yellow River Jam! Yay!
Tell us what you like about the festival.
Well, Chris, John, and Scott, we see them a lot. We see them all over, and they're a local band, and we like to support a local band. And any place that has a free venue that you can donate to, and that will help support these places for people to go and hang out in the area.
We moved here from California, and this is our first festival here in Porterdale, and it is totally amazing. The people here are just wonderful, very friendly, hospitable. The atmosphere, chemistry is just overwhelmingly loving.
Nature, getting outdoors.
Yeah, Georgia Conservancy event, so it was nice to come out with a group of people and float in a boat for a few hours.
Yeah, take a day off. Perfect way of taking a day off.
I'm partying.
Good morning, I'm Kathy Culpepper with the Walton County Sheriff's Office and Walton County Safe Kids. I'm here today to talk to you about car seat safety, as next week is Child Passenger Safety Week. So we want to share some ideas with you and the law and talk to you about an event that we have coming up. As you see on the screen here, Georgia law requires that you keep your child in an approved car safety seat until they're 8 years old and 1 day. We recommend that you keep them in a booster seat until they're at least 4'9" and 80 pounds, because that is what your car safety seat belt is designed for. That may go over the 8 years and 1 day mark. So let's talk about these car seats that we have here today. This right here is your infant seat. This is used when your child is first born and first gets out of the hospital. They start at 4 pounds, and most of them go up to about 35 pounds on today's market. These are designed to use only rear facing. As I said, Georgia law requires that you keep your child rear facing up to a year and 22 pounds. That's what the law requires. We recommend that you keep your child rear facing up to 40 pounds. That's usually around 2 years old. And people say, well, my child is long, their legs are touching the back of the seat, they're just not comfortable, he or she's not happy staying rear facing, I can't see them well, what if they start choking? This is the safest thing for your child. Their neck and spine doesn't start to develop until around age 2. Their neck and spine is kind of like building blocks, the little wooden building blocks that I played with as a child. I'm telling my age here, but they were just the flat wooden blocks that just slid around. You could stack them up high, but the least little bit would knock them over. That's the way your child's spine is until age 2. And around 2, it starts fusing together, kind of like Legos. So that's the reason for keeping them rear facing. They stay cuddled in the rear facing position, and it saves them in a crash. So you want to keep them rear facing as long as you can. It is the safest thing. Their legs in a very, very, very serious accident might get broken, but what had you rather have, a broken neck or a broken leg? So keep that baby rear facing. Also, Georgia law requires that you follow the manufacturer's guidelines. Most of your convertible seats, like this one, require that you keep them rear facing up to 40 pounds. So if you turn your baby around at 1 year and 22 pounds, if the manufacturer of this car seat the guidelines do not say to turn them around until 40 pounds, you're breaking the law. So you need to read your owner's manual of your car seat to check out the actual weight requirements for turning them around forward facing. Even though Georgia law says that you can turn them around forward facing at 1 and 22, the car seat manufacturer may not allow you to do this. So make sure you check out your owner's manual of your car seat. But let's go back to the infant seat. Again, the infant seat can only go rear facing. The baby's harnessing straps need to come from behind their shoulders in an infant seat. You need to make sure that these harnessing straps are snug on his or her shoulders. You don't ever want to be able to pinch up any excess webbing on their shoulders. You want it not so tight that it's bearing down into their skin and making a mark on their skin, but you do want it tight enough that you can't pinch up any excess webbing on their shoulders or on their hips. You also want to make sure that the harnessing clip is always at their armpit level. You want to make sure that the crotch strap is closest to their body. This is in all car seats. With the infant carrier, the little shading thing can be over your baby. However, the carrying strap, carrying handle, you have to look again at your owner's manual to see how your car seat manufacturer lets you have it. Some allow you to have it over the baby when you're traveling, some do not. Some require it to be in a locked position in the back. So if you have an even flow, check out your owner's manual. It may or may not let you have it over your baby. If it requires it to be down and you have it in this position traveling and you're in a crash, this is just hard plastic, folks. It's made for carrying, and if the owner's manual does not allow you to have it over the baby in a rollover crash, it's going to go down right on the top of your baby's skull, causing major damage. So make sure that you read your owner's manual. Also, I encourage you to read your owner's manual of your vehicle. Some cars do not allow you. We tell you the safest place to put your baby is in the middle back seat. Not all vehicles allow you to put your baby in the middle back seat. It may have a fold down armrest. It may have other restrictions that do not allow you to place that baby in the middle back seat. You may have to put them on the side. So make sure that you read your owner's manual of your vehicle before placing your car seat there. A lot of our people have newer cars that have the latch system. And people say, well, which is better, the car seat belt, or the latch system? They both are attached to your vehicle's frame, so one's not better than the other. The safest one is the one you're going to install your car seat with right every single time. You can't use both. You've got to pick the latch system, which is attached to your car seat. This is the latch system. For this rear facing, it would go right here. And you would just run it through the bottom and attach it to the latch system in the seat of your car. That's the little, they may be silver or they may be black in the butt of your seat in your vehicle. And you would attach these to them just like this. You always want to make sure that they're facing down with the smooth part up, not like this. They're not going to hold your car seat in if they're backwards. They've got to be this way. Again, choose one or the other, not both. Your car seats are crash tested on a bench seat into a brick wall using either the latch system or the seat belt, not both. A lot of people make the mistake and they think if one's good, two's better. Not on your car seat because it's crash tested using either or, not both. Again, check your owner's manual to see where your latch system is located if you're using latch, because latch can only be used with an 11-inch spread. If you're using the outer portion of a latch for one and the outer portion for a latch on the opposite side in the center, that's normally going to give you a 14-inch spread. That's not going to hold your car seat in. So make sure you use your owner's manual to see where you can put your car seat using your latch system. Our seat in our cars are designed for our comfort. When you're installing a rear-facing car seat, your baby needs to be at a 45-degree angle. That angle is to keep their windpipe open so that their little head doesn't tilt over like that and close their windpipe. But if you'll look at the back seat of your car, a lot of the times that back seat is slanted down for our comfort. That's for our back ends to kind of be slanted back for us to be reclined more. So when we're trying to install these car seats, when we put our weight in the bottom of them to get a good tight fit, that makes that car seat sit straight up like this and not at the 45-degree angle that they need to be. So we tell you to put a rolled up receiving blanket, or the best thing to use is a pool noodle, an unused pool noodle. You can use one or up to three. If you use three, we ask that you duct tape or tape them together on the ends to hold them in place. And you would place this in the bite of your seat just like this. Now this is way too many for this particular car seat, but it puts it at the 45-degree angle. These are only used for rear-facing car seats only. You can use it with an infant or a convertible to get that 45-degree angle in your car. Like I said, this infant seat is used only for a baby up to the weight limits on your car seat. Check your owner's manual or the side of your car seat. Many times they have it on the side and it gives you the weight and height limit on your side. Once they've outgrown their infant seat, the next step is a convertible seat. The convertible seats start at 5 pounds and go all the way up to 65 pounds today. The majority of them do. If you come to one of my car seat classes here at the Sheriff's Office, this is the type of the seat that you will receive. We don't purchase infant seats. We can get a lot more bang for our buck, and we can help a lot more people by using a convertible seat. This one, like I said, starts at 5 pounds and goes all the way up to 65. It can go forward facing or rear facing. This baby, we have her positioned in the forward facing position. When the baby is forward facing, you want their shoulder straps or the harnessing straps to be at their armpit level, at their shoulder level. You want their shoulder straps to be here. Again, you don't want to be able to pinch up any excess webbing on their shoulders or at their hips. You want their harnessing strap to be right at their armpit levels. This helps because as a baby gets older, as a toddler gets older, he or she has watched his mama and daddy put them in this car seat at least twice a day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, and they learn. Babies are very smart, and they learn how you put them in this car seat. And by the time they're 2, they're wanting to help you. If these are loose, then they learn how to undo this, and they can work their arms right out of this. And once they get these 2 arms out, then they figure out how to push this pretty little red button right here, and they undo this, and before you know it, and you're riding down the road to Walmart, they're in the floorboard playing, and they're no longer in this car seat. So you always want to make sure that every single time you buckle your baby in here tight. Like I said, never tight enough that it's pressing down so hard that you're leaving marks on your child, but you do want to make it so that they don't, you can't pinch up any excess webbing. This baby's a little tight right now, but of course it's a doll. And you always want to make sure that you hear it click when you put it in at the bottom. Okay? For this car seat, if you were using this one rear facing, your seat belt path is right here for rear facing, and for forward facing, it is right back here. It's right here. When you turn a baby around forward facing, you always want to make sure that you attach the tether strap. The tether strap is located at the very top of your car seat, and it goes down over your headrest or under your headrest according to your car seats manufacturer's instructions and your vehicle's instructions. And it will tether to the back of your seat. Sometimes in SUVs, it may be under the seat, it may be in the very back, or it could be on the top of your vehicle. In most passenger cars, it's in the very back window. But this reduces head excursion or head movement in a crash by 33%. You have to use it if your car has a tether strap. Okay? It is used with the seat belt and with latch. But as I said, this car seat right here goes all the way up to 65 pounds. The next step can be this booster seat here, or this car seat here. This car seat starts out at 20 pounds and goes all the way up to 65. Once the baby reaches 65, you can take the internal harnessing out and it becomes a belt positioning booster. You can put a baby put a child in a booster seat at 40 pounds. They have to be 40 pounds and 4 years old in order to put them in a booster seat. We recommend that you leave your baby in this 5-point harnessing system until they're 65 pounds. Yes, Georgia law requires you or allows you to put them in a belt positioning booster at 4 years old. But let me tell you what happens. At 4 years old, they are able to get in that booster seat and just have the lap and the shoulder belt strapping them in. Most of our kids today have iPads or different electronic devices that they can play with when they're going down the road. Makes for a lot nicer trip for mom and dad. But I'm a grown woman, and when I'm on a trip, I've usually got my iPad or my phone, and if I drop it in the floor, I reach down and pick it up. So my seatbelt is no longer tight on my body. That 4-year-old that's sitting in that booster seat with his or her iPad or their electronic device, they're more likely going to drop that device multiple times. So what can they do? They can reach right over and pick that up. That seatbelt is no longer holding them tight in that car seat. It's loose now. When I reach over and pick up my device, I know to tighten my seatbelt back down so that it fits me properly and it's resting on my chest and on my hips. That 4-year-old doesn't know to do that. And we might not see them when they bend down to pick up something, so we might not remind them, or we might not reach back there and tighten it back down. If we don't see them and that seatbelt is loose on them, and 5 miles down the road we have a crash, that seatbelt is loose on them, they're going to catapult right up under it, and they're going to be injured in that crash. This, my friends, is the safest thing for your child until they're 65 pounds. This 5-point harnessing system is designed just like that of a NASCAR driver. If this design is going to hold a 200-pound NASCAR driver going around a racetrack at 200 miles an hour, it's definitely going to hold your 4, 5, or 6-year-old in this car seat. This is so much safer. Yes, it takes a little bit longer. It takes a little bit more time to put them in it and to buckle them in it, rather than doing this, just click it really quick. But it's so much safer, and they are the light of our lives. They are worth that extra effort. We are going to have a car seat check on Friday, September 29th at Liberty First Bank. We're going to get out there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to be there till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is completely free. We will check all of your car seats. We will check them for recalls. We'll check them to make sure they've not expired. We'll check them to make sure that you have them in your car correctly. Please come see us. If you have any questions about your car seats, if you're worried it's not installed correctly, 8 out of the 10 car seats that we check, something's wrong. It's not because parents have done something intentionally wrong. It's just because we live in a rush world, and we just don't take the time always to read all the manuals. Or you might not have known, hey, I need to read my owner's manual, or I need to read the owner's manual of the car seat. It's just because you didn't know. That's our job. That's my job. That's my team's job. Please come let us check it. It's free. If you don't have time to come next Friday to Liberty First Bank, give me a call here at the Sheriff's Office. We'll set up an appointment and we'll check it here. There are certified techs at the Monroe Fire Department. There are certified techs at several of the Walton County Fire Departments. Give one of them a call. If you can't come down here when I'm here, or when Deputy Cornelius, he's working night shift, is here, he's a certified tech, he can check it for you. Like I said, there's several firemen at the Monroe Fire Department, at the Walton County Fire Departments. Several of them are techs. Give one of them a call, and we will gladly check your baby's car seat. Your babies are our passion, and we want them safe. If you need a car seat, we have several programs that you can apply for and take a car seat class. I teach a class every month, the last Thursday of every month. They fill up pretty quickly because I have a limited number of space, but I have a waiting list usually every month, and I can get you in one as quickly as I can. There's no reason for our citizens not to have car seats. So give me a call, and I'd love to help you.
Hi, this is Jody Johnson. I'm here with the Recreation Report. Like I said last show, our basketball registration has just come to completion September 15th. There are a few slots left. I believe we've had about close to 900 kids register. So there are a few slots left. I think last year we were in the 900s as well. So we're close to the same number of kids registered. But again, we're getting a lot of phone calls. If you're interested in participating, I would go online and see if there's a waiting list there. Go ahead and get on the waiting list as well, and then some of our staff will get back with you as soon as we can to make sure that we have enough volunteers, because that's really where we're at. We're at capacity just about with the number of gym space that we have for games and practices. But probably the biggest need we have right now is for good role models. We have more teams in basketball, obviously, than any of our other times in the sports, because we put less players on the team. Basketball, where we play 5-on-5, we normally put 7, maximum about 8 players on each team, so we have a lot of teams. Obviously, you can see if you do 900 and you divide that by 7 or 8, you see how many coaches we need to get. And again, it's not necessarily about somebody that's played high school or collegiate basketball. It's somebody that can be a good role model. Go out, we'll give you some skills and drills to do. Learn the substitution rules that we have in our basketball, because our basketball, every kid has to play half of the game, and every kid has to sit half of one quarter. So we have some good rules in place to make sure that everybody gets to play and everybody gets to sit. Obviously, if you have 5 or 6 players, it doesn't happen, but on a particular game. But for the most part, we try to encourage the participation. At least play half the game, and then it's also good to a bit of cheer on your teammates as well. it balances out the games a little better. So again, if you're wanting to volunteer, come in and talk to one of our staff members at each of the 3 parks, the Monroe, Loganville, and Social Circle. We'd love to talk to you about volunteering. You do have to do a background check with our local sheriff's department does for us, and then once that's approved, and I'm sure we're in the need of a coach, we'll have our coaches meetings and get you prepared to coach a team here at one of the 3 areas. Like I said, we're always in need of volunteers. So with that being said, our basketball, our fall sports are really coming close to an end by the middle of October. They start winding down as the fall ends and the winter approaches, usually around the 1st or 2nd week in November. It gets cold and we're in full swing of basketball. So all those fall sports are coming to an end with our county championships somewhere mid to late October. So we're looking forward to that. Somewhere around the school fall break, we usually start our fall championships. Again, basketball will start here in a few weeks. So, and then of course, right when that starts in January, be looking for our spring sports schedule. It always register in January for our baseball and softball, soccer, track. All of that will happen in the 1st of January when you get back from school from your Christmas break. Yeah, unfortunately I say Christmas is not that far away. I think it's less than 100 days away, so you might need to get started with that as well. I also want to encourage you to find one of our classes that we have at the community center. We have a lot of them that are going on, and they're fairly participated very well. At Felker Park and Meridian Park, a lot of programs going on at the community center. Encourage you to always come up and look at the community center. It's a great place to come and work out in the climate-controlled environment. You know, sometimes they say it's too hot, too cold, but I promise you, it's not as hot as it is outside. It's 93, 95 degrees this month in September. It's hard to get outside and exercise. But between 71 or 72 degrees inside the community centers, you'll take that all day. So look forward to seeing you there. Come out and utilize it. Stay healthy, Walton County. And remember, it always, sportsmanship starts at home. And that's been no more evident than it has been this past fall season. We've had to deal with a lot of sportsmanship issues, whether it's with the players, the spectators, or the coaches. So I beg you to really practice the sportsmanship and teach that from the youth level up. And by that, it's not talking about your teachers so your kids can hear them, or talk about your coaches. Those things do rub off and eventually get back to those individuals, and it really teaches some harmful things to your kids. So sportsmanship starts at home, and we hope that you start that today. Till next time, thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful and the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Around the center here, we're getting geared up for our Rivers Alive event in October. We've kind of taken all of the volunteers we can take at this point, so we're just finding locations, getting geared up for that event, and hoping to have a really good cleanup again this year. Past that, we're also still working on our America Recycles Day event. It will be November 17th, and we know we're going to have a paint collection event from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, November 17th. The plan is, again, we will do half pricing on the paint. So it'll be $1 a gallon to get rid of your latex paint, and $2 a gallon for oil-based. That's the best deal in town on getting rid of paint. It's very hard to get rid of, and in fact, I'm not sure there's many places you can get rid of it anywhere local to here. So it really is a good opportunity to get rid of any paint that you've had sitting around the house for years, not knowing what to do with it. That's easily going to be your best opportunity to get rid of that. We're also looking at trying to add a few things to the event that day. It's just a matter of us getting approval for some of the things we need to do in time. So we will keep you posted on that. We're going to try to add something else on to the paint collection. Just haven't had that worked out yet, but we will keep you posted. We'll start getting some flyers out. We'll have an ad in the paper, so just be on the lookout for that. Here at the center, a couple of things that just wanted to make everyone aware of. We're still having issues in our computer recycling. getting some CRT monitors, and we're still getting some TVs slipped in. Just want to make everyone aware we're gonna start trying to keep a better eye on that, and we will be stopping you if we see you doing that, and we'll run you across the scale to dispose of those items. They can be disposed of, they just can't be recycled. Those are things we have to pay for if they make it into the boxes and aren't disposed of the way they should be. We pay a higher cost if they make it all the way to the in-market recycler. So we're going to try to tighten up on that, and please just help us out with that if you can. Another thing, for some of you that frequent the center, you may notice that we have a new oil drum over there for oil recycling, and just kind of want to give you a quick overview of what is accepted and what isn't. In that tank, we can take motor oil, transmission fluid, gear oil, and basically those are the three most common oils that we would take in there. The things we want to make sure we stay away from are things like paint. If you've got oil cans that are as much water as oil, those can't go in there. We have to keep water out. And the other big one we catch people trying to slip in is antifreeze. We absolutely cannot have antifreeze in there. If there's any touch of antifreeze in there, it ruins the whole batch of that, and it can't be recycled. And you know, basically it just has to be pumped out and disposed of. So let's make sure we do the right things with that, because one little bit of some of those products can keep us from recycling almost 500 gallons of oil. So we want to make sure we're getting the right things in the tank. You know, if you have any questions about any of the recycling out back, feel free to always walk in and ask questions, or find someone to ask questions to make sure we're doing it right, because, you know, when we contaminate some of our recyclables, we've basically ruined any chance to recycle any of that stuff, and it ends up being thrown away anyway, and we want to avoid that if at all possible. So always feel free to walk in and ask questions. Give us a call anytime here at the center. Our number is 770-267-1421. If you haven't been out to the center, come on out, walk in, find one of us here in the office. We'd be happy to show you around, give you some brochures, and talk to you about how you can get started recycling, maybe some new things you can recycle that you haven't recycled before, and what all we offer here. So come on out and see us. Until next time, take care.
Well, we're here on a Friday, the September the 28th, and the Monroe Kiwanis Club Children's Charity Classic.
You know, I've lost count how many years we've sponsored the tournament, but Great Oaks loves to support this tournament. The proceeds go back to the children in our community, which is very special for me. The children are our future here, so we want to make sure that they've got all the support that they can get for our community, so they can come back and run everything for us and be great productive members here. I hope y'all have a great tournament. I think the weather hopefully will hold out. What do I say? May the wind be at your back so your drives are long, and I hope y'all have a great tournament, and thanks again for supporting the Kiwanis Club.
As people, we're just curious about how things work. who want to get closer and more involved to see the inner workings. Welcome to A Look Inside. Join us as we take a closer look at people, places, and things, and what makes them work.
Here at the city of Covington, we make all of our own signs. We order our own material and we recycle and put it on our existing old signs. We make everything from stop signs to speed limit signs. Got some here. This is a speed limit curve sign. Here's a sign that we're going to need to redo, put the new front on it. Well, this right here is what's called high intensity reflectivity material, and it's what we're going to, starting in 2016. It'll be mandated that everything, stop signs, street signs, will have this high intensity reflectivity. This right here is where I'm putting in the parameters of the sign, which is 24-inch long, 6 inches wide. And it's 4-inch lettering. I'll take off all the part that isn't the lettering, which is hard to see with this white vinyl. But there's the lettering. Then I go over here and I take transfer tape. Cut out the letters with the transfer tape on it. Then I take my sign with the reflectivity tape that I just put on it. I line it up. I try to get it somewhat straight. Use my ruler and measure from the top of the letter to the top of the sign on both sides. And get it about the same. I make sure any lowercase, because we're going from all uppercase to uppercase and lowercase now. And anything lowercase that has a G or a Y has a tail. So we got to make sure that we keep it on the sign when we put it on. Go off. And there you have it.